Welcome your ear holes back to Joffery. We're here on my Redstone world, and today we're going to be taking a look at item elevators. Specifically a bubble elevator, a non-bubble elevator, and a dropper styled item elevator. These are the three main ways I think most people will use to transport items vertically within their world. So we're going to take a look at them here. The first one we are going to take a look at is the bubble elevator. Now the bubble elevator uses a soul sand block to produce a bubble column. And in Minecraft, when you have a bubble column, and I throw some items into it, okay, they go up the bubble column at a tremendous speed. So we're going to show you how to make one of those. The second thing is, not everybody has soul sand. Not everybody has ventured into the nether. So there is an alternative version that doesn't use soul sand. Now the difference between this version and the other version is this version is considerably slower. But your items will get transported to the top, just like in the bubble elevator. And the last example I'm going to show you is a item dropper elevator. Now, this is considerably more expensive than the other two methods. But when it gets going, it should get the items up fairly quickly. Just as quick as I would say, maybe not as quick as the bubble elevator, but much quicker than the non-bubble elevator. The benefits to this though is items never actually touch the ground, so there is no chance of items despawning. As you can see at the end here, we have our 50 glass. The other issue that you can come across with this one is that items sometimes can get stuck in the droppers. Though if items do get stuck in the droppers, they generally will fix themselves when more items come along. So it's not usually too much of an issue. So yeah, we're going to get started. We're going to show you how to build each one of those individually. So to start the bubble elevator, we're going to start with a path. This is an area where your items are going to come from. So this could be a farm, a sorting system, something to that effect. And of course, we're going to have it's going to be transported through water streams. So if it's not already transported through a water stream, then you need to put it into a water stream using some sort of dropper method, which you could use the system we have over there very similarly would fit in to dropping items into the stream. We are using pressure plates here. If you are not using packed ice underneath the water stream, I would recommend that you don't use pressure plates. Sometimes items can get stuck on them. I would go for signs or buttons and attach them to one of the sides of the glass block. So once you have your incoming path set up, then we're going to make our elevator. And in the bottom here, we're going to put soul sand. And then we're going to build up the elevator. Now the elevator can pretty much go as high as you want it. One of the main issues you're going to run into though is that all of the water in the column needs to be source blocks. Now that can be a little harder to do in vanilla than in creative here, but I'm going to show you a method for doing that. So we made if you are trying to set up your water column, set it up like this, and at the very top you have a block, and then your secondary channel wherever these items are going to go, right? This could be, you know, your sorting system. This could be wherever, right? Now, in vanilla, you can make it easy for yourself if you get kelp. And what you want to do is you want to replace temporarily the soul sand with a dirt block, or in our case, grass. And we are going to pour water just at this top block, right? And that's going to go all the way down. And in that process, these will not work normally, but if we plant kelp, right, the kelp will turn all of these flowing water blocks into source blocks. So now all you need to do is come down and place the kelp like that all the way up to this block. And now you have source blocks all the way up. So then you can break that and replace your dirt with your soul sand, and it has made the bubble column. Now, alternatively, you can just use buckets if that is easier for you, but I thought I would show you an interesting way of doing it. So that's essentially the bubble elevator. So if we throw some items in it, okay, I only have one, you'll see it goes whip. No, just stop the items from doing that. You just need to place a block over the bubble elevator, right? So if I show you again, then the items, you know, don't bounce out that violently. So this is the exact same system as the non-bubble elevators. The only difference is you don't have a soul sand block. So we replace the soul sand block with grass. The bubble goes away, but items will still, if I could throw them into the water, items will still flow and they will still go up, just at a much slower pace. So the last elevator I'm going to show you is the item dropper elevator. Now, this is where you want to place droppers facing upwards where you want your elevator to be. Now, they need to be in the power of 2. So 2, 4, 6, and that's 7. So this is not going to work. So we'll take 1 off. So that gives us 6. So once you have your dropper system set up, all of the droppers should be facing upwards, as I said before. You're gonna run your line of hoppers as your input stream, and then you're gonna have an output stream at the very top. So this could obviously go in any direction. I just happen to be doing it in the same direction as the other streams. And connect that. So now we have 2 lines of hoppers with a elevator. Now, this is the redstone bit to this elevator, and this basically repeats all the way up. So the first bit you're going to need is going to need a redstone comparator. So out of the bottom dropper, you pop a redstone comparator. You're then going to pop a block, like a stone bricks in this case, that it can accept redstone. You're then going to put a repeater, another comparator, and this comparator you're going to put in subtract mode, which is when the little light is on. You're then going to run redstone from the comparator around, like that. Then a redstone here, and then a repeater, hello chicken, into that dropper. Now that will do both this dropper and the next dropper up. So we now just tile this upwards. So if we do this, So then we have a comparator, repeater, comparator in subtract mode, redstone dust, and another repeater. And then we just, whoops, and then we just do it again. And this can repeat as many times as you need it to repeat. It's the same thing. So if you have, 100 blocks going upwards, or 10 blocks going upwards, as long as it's the power of 2, so as long as it's divisible by 2, then this can work for you. And repeaters in there. So now we have that all set up. We can then pop some items in here. So I'm going to pop, let's say 15 iron ingots. That's going to feed into the system. And all of these are going to tick. And we should be left with 15 iron ingots. So that's a very easy solution where you maybe need to transport items that you are maybe fearful of losing or, despawning. That could be a solution for you. So out of all of these solutions, my favorite one is the bubble elevator, as it's probably newer than the other three, or newer than the item droppers elevator, but it does have problems, just like the item dropper elevator can have problems too. So I think it's really dependent on your situation and sort of the value of items that you're transporting, which one you might want to use. Obviously, the item dropper elevator is considerably more expensive in terms of resources than your bubble elevator, but both of them I think have their uses in Minecraft, at least in survival. But I hope you've enjoyed the video. I know this is kind of a short one, but we're trying to do sort of one redstone idea per video here, and this is one that I kind of promised like 9 months ago, so we're finally getting it out there. But I appreciate you for watching, and if you have any questions about things that we've discussed here today, or if you have any ideas for videos of the future that you want to see with redstone and things of that nature, please do leave a comment. And of course, any comments, likes, subscriptions are always appreciated and help immensely towards growing this channel. And as always, until the next time, goodbye.